All right. Am I live? I'm live. Look at this. YouTube live. Here I am. I'm on. Hello to everybody. I don't go live on here very often. I do with my patrons and members. And so it's always nice to be able to do this. And I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often. Maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, I'd like to do this. So hello to everybody. I can't go through names. There's not a whole lot of people on right now. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if we can, I guess, build an audience a little bit. I see a lot of familiar names. It's awesome. I see Crystal's here as she's an admin helping out always and a big support. So many other wonderful names. So I am here. And I got a bunch of things I want to talk about, or I can talk about. I want to answer some questions. I want to talk to you guys. I don't want to just give you a planned talk here. You might hear some construction outside. They wanted to make sure they waited until I went live to start the construction outside. So that's probably going to cut into what we're doing. Always fun. You guys look like you're all connecting within the chat, which is great. I'll just rattle off. Let's see, Allie, we got Carla, Tony. Look at all these people here. Michelle, Whitney, John, Darlene, Adrienne, Dawn is here. Let's see, Helen. Man, I can't go through all these names, but there's so many. Susan. So many wonderful people. Bianca's here. That's awesome. Helen Cheadle. That's great. Shannon. A lot of great names. Great people. I always see you guys in the comments. Thank you. Is that Tony? Yep. Nicole said hi. Tell Nicole I said hi. All right. So we're going to do a couple things. Any questions and whatever, we'll talk. Like I said, I don't come on here very often. I do with my patrons. We have a wonderful time. We do some Zooms, we do some lives, things like that. And we I go through stuff, I talk about it, but really this is to talk about the book. Many of you have purchased the book and read it or are reading it and are sending me wonderful messages and you're leaving some reviews on Amazon. If you haven't already done that, you bought the book, please, if you can. I'll read you a couple of brief excerpts from it. And today we're going to do a giveaway. So anyone that wants to enter the giveaway can go right now to hopeparanormal.com. I don't want you to leave the live, so I don't know if maybe you can open another window or I don't know what you got to do, but hopeparanormal.com, and just right below the first section is a giveaway little spot to enter your name and address, or name and email address, and you can do that. You can enter, and I'll pick a winner by the end of this live. I'll have a little random button I can hit and it will spit out a winner. So hopeparanormal.com. Do that at any point. I'll have to remind you guys throughout the live if anyone new is coming on. A signed copy of the book. I will sign it, send it to you. I want to know how you are feeling about it now that it's out. Exciting, scary. It's a great question. I feel relieved. Thank you, Crystal. I feel like relieved. It's taken 2 years for me to write this thing. And I really put like everything I have into this book. So there's there's a relief, and it is exciting. I also know, though, and I think this happens with people when they write books or they do other projects, that they think sometimes right after they do it and it's released, it's going to kind of change everything, or it's going to blow up. And that's not, that's normally not how things work. I've made films, I've produced a couple films, and I've done other things that, you know, you kind of temper your expectations and say it may be a slow growth. It may take time for people to find it. So that's kind of what I was more in the mindset of. Got to get it out, but once it is, it won't just find. It may not just go crazy, gangbusters yet. It may just take some time, and it just will find the people that it needs to find. But it is really an amazing, feeling. I love the book. I'm reading just a couple pages a night, makes it last longer. That's kind of how I wrote it for you to read it. You read it in almost like sections or just a few pages or a chapter, because there's videos, and some of them you may have seen already, but some, they really go well with the stories and what I'm sharing with you guys. So that's really cool. So make sure, if anyone is trying to enter this giveaway and hasn't bought the book yet, hopeparanormal.com is where to do that, and enter. Just right below the section, you'll see you can enter to win. And I'm also going to pick maybe 1 or 2 people to be a beta tester of the app that I'm coming out with. And I'll explain that too. So I'm going to kind of just jump around from topic to topic and wherever it takes me. I also don't want to miss your comments. So I'm just going to kind of try to check and see and make sure I'm not missing stuff. I would like to know more about your meditation. Well, my book explains. So, I do more of that kind of stuff on become a member. I do a lot of those things to reach people's loved ones, which we have an amazing 50 or so names, and we get almost 40 something responses or more for people. So that's really cool. And then I take people through a group meditation to connect with their loved ones. So that's something that you may want to check out. Patreon.com/Hope Paranormal. Maybe Crystal will put that in the links. I don't know. Patreon.com/Hope Paranormal. And so, and maybe one day I'll just come on and do a live and take you guys through a brief meditation. I think that would be cool. Anyway, so just looking at, hold on, make sure I'm not missing comments. I'm not going to keep up with them. I know it. Buffering, Josh, and glitches. That sucks. So is there a lot of buffering going on? Let me see if I can delete some things. Okay, I don't know if that's going to help. Book appointments. Josh, is your book on audio for listening? It is not yet. I may work on doing that, but I just needed to get it out on hardcover, soft paperback, and on Kindle. Does that help? Do you smudge? I don't smudge as much. I will do that. There's more power in the act of doing it, kind of the intent. I know spirits do smell, or they can pick up smells. They've commented on the incense that I've burned, my vape that I've hit before. So there is some kind of understanding of that. I don't fully get that. Book appointments. Are you talking about private readings or sessions? That's at thechanneledlight.com. Thechanneledlight.com. That's to book a private session with me, a reading or a box session. Okay. Let's see. I'd love to also have great conversations with spirits here. I'm in Midland, Michigan. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's glitchy. Well, that sucks. That sucks that we have a bad connection here. Okay. Do spirits see weather? They see everything. Hey, Emma. Entering to win the contest. If you do right now, please, hopeparanormal.com. There's a submission. You can submit. It's right under the first section. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the giveaway. You leave your name an email address, and and not only does it enter you in the giveaway, but it also puts you in to receive updates from me regarding anything that's going on, which I do not email a lot. So it may be once a month, if that I ever do. But that's also an added bonus, is because, YouTube is suppressing channels. I mean, it wants certain types of channels on and certain types of content. So, I mean, only out of 74,000 subscribers, only maybe 10,000, if that, get notifications. And a lot of those people are not you. Hey, Maria. So, that sucks. And that's the reality of it. So, the more people that kind of sign up for updates on hopeparanormal.com through these submissions. So entering to win the contest also gets you in on updates from me on a personal level, as far as anything that's going on, a new video, a new update with the app or something or whatever, so I would definitely go do that anyway. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the book, Maria. That's awesome. You came back from the dead. Wow. That's awesome. I'm glad you're back. Interesting, Crystal. I did my first. Okay, so you guys are talking there. The personal sessions are amazing and well worth every. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes, we've done a few. You've been in the group for a while now and just an amazing member. I wonder if spirits attend their celebration. Absolutely do. That's a big deal. Spirits are what we think. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't. Days are that, and yes, that's all a part of what will happen or what's going to happen. Some are right off to that level, and some are not. Some have to hang around a little bit. Hold on, what's this? Holly. Jet's mom, welcome as a true member. Welcome, Jet's mom. That's awesome. Yes, I have YouTube membership if anyone wants to join. And you can also get in on the group sessions as well. I've only kind of had the $5 level, but I opened it up to some other levels. So you guys should check that out. When you get out to the States, so Nicole's on Amazon now. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it'd be really cool, man, to link up or something, if you were around, or, road trip or something, I always get the notification from YouTube. Personally, I had a trouble with Patreon. Okay, yeah, some people will have issues with Patreon. Some will have. I mean, Patreon is pretty good, and I haven't had too many issues. But sometimes there's like a little thing. But it's been pretty good. But the YouTube membership is really good as well. I just can't have as much communication with you guys as I would on Patreon. That's the only unfortunate thing with the YouTube membership. But it's still you still get an insight to what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see. You guys are just going off, having a great talk. Let's see. Hi, Josh. I believe what you do. Thank you. I believe what I do too, and that means a lot. It's all I'm ever doing is sharing with you guys the reality, the truth of what I'm getting. It's really an amazing. The findings are amazing. The evidence is there. Sometimes it's not always convenient for our beliefs. What we find, and that's what I was sharing. Someone asked if people attend their own celebration of life, and I think that's part of the healing process, the acceptance process of death. And I mean, I've done sessions for people that, their loved ones come through and express that, they're not in the, always in the greatest frame of mind sometimes. Sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. And it kind of feels like there's an aspect of being human still on the other side. And I think that that's very true. I mean, think about how crazy that would be if we're thrown into this system to live as human beings and to be what we are here and to do all this stuff. And then when we die, we're just this ball of light where we don't even kind of get any adjustment period. I think that would be kind of cruel. Again, could that be the case? Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it is based on my research. It doesn't sound like it is based on the findings from what I'm getting and what people like Steve Huff and other researchers that I trust in this, in doing this, are getting. And I think it makes more sense that, when you when you pass and you're just on the other side, but kind of on this plane still, where you're able to attend the funeral and still be around your family a little bit, it's more of a human feeling. The higher you go up on levels of consciousness, different higher vibrations, you get a greater understanding, you less ego. It's less human in a sense, and it's more spirit. And so that's what I think that ascension is about. Whether you're doing that ascension here on Earth, you can do that ascension here on Earth. You can learn to be a more spiritual person, more intuitive person, be a better person, learn to grow, self-appraisal, things like that. That's why the 12 steps are so big in helping. And, you can ascend, you can reach heaven on Earth. That when you die, you actually are really you're bypassing. You don't even want to hang out down here anymore. You really just want to go up. So that's something that, all right, hold on. You got questions here. Hold on. I'm just talking, which is good, but your channels have been a blessing in my life. Sina, that's just amazing. And I wonder if you guys do classes. I was doing classes on Patreon, and I'll probably do some more again. I do private classes. If anyone ever wants private classes in intuitive training or spirit box, how to conduct proper sessions and review them, it's $50 a class, and you can pay on my site, thechannellight.com, and just pay for a 1-hour reading, and that's 2 classes, and then we would just book those for you. So if anyone ever wants to do that, I'll do that. Still waiting on book from the Patreon book tier. Travis, can't wait to read it. Yeah, that you should have gotten yours already, I would think, man. I'll have to look up your tracking. We'll have to find out what's going on. I've got all the notifications of people that received their books already from Patreon. I have seen my dad's spirit days after he passed in a door window. That's awesome, Lori. You're a very spiritual person. I'm working on growing my own relationships with Jesus. Thank you for opening my eyes. Whoa. Okay. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys there. I had a phone call. I guess I should put the DND on, a little do not disturb. Okay, so thank you for opening my eyes and the importance of doing so. Yeah, that's really what I care about. That's why I show this work. I mean, I wanted to know. I want to help people connect with their loved ones. But ultimately, my truth is not trying to get people to follow religion or any specific God in a sense. Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, it doesn't matter. I can go on and on. Finding a spiritual connection to that higher power, a conscious contact. Mine for me is Jesus Christ, but I don't talk about Jesus in the sense of like, and I'm not putting down Catholicism or even, Christianity as a whole the way it is. I'm personally interested in getting in touch with Jesus, the real Jesus, the one that I'm supposed to have a personal contact with, the one that doesn't have prejudices towards anybody, the one that doesn't have a million rules as far as how to live. It's just be a better person, show love to your neighbor, try to be, don't lie, don't steal, simple things. There's so much to him, but there's a real form, and without prejudice and without anyone putting any limitations on that, so that's what I continue to urge people to keep seeking, is a relationship like that. Keep doing what you do. You bring hope to so many. I lost 3 friends in the past 3 years, 2 of them with 2 weeks of each other. And I'm so sorry. My condolences, Miss Sarah, and thank you for what you're saying. Know they are not dead. Know that they are not, that they are still alive. Are you going to be traveling, doing workshops? I'm just waiting, Jackie. That's a wonderful question. And I am just waiting. I was working with a really good company who plans everything for me. They plan the hotel, the theater that I would go to, the investigation site, food and transportation. I'm working with them. Key West, St. Augustine, New Orleans, Savannah, Georgia. These are like the cities I'm going to start in. And Steve may join me on some of them. He may not. I don't know. I'm waiting for people to become, more vaccinated or herd immunity or whatever, or people to feel more comfortable with traveling again. I'm from Florida now. So, the fact is like this state acts like there's no disease or there's no virus anywhere, whatever. We're not going to get into it because there's a lot of opinions about it. So it's like just trying to be in the middle of live our lives and still be able to, be careful for everyone and be mindful for everyone, and simple courtesies. So I guess I'm just waiting for that. But yeah, I've got events planned, and it's going to be an afterlife experience that I'll be doing gallery sessions, investigations, seminars, talks, so hands-on stuff. So that's going to happen. Will the ebook work on Android? Yeah, with a with a little Kindle reader. They have the free reader in the App Store or whatever it is, and you just got to get a Kindle reader. It's free. Just download it. I'm amazed every single day. For 6 years now, I still get just as excited, sometimes overwhelmed. Are you talking about with spirit communication, or I don't know what you meant by that, Whitney? I can hear the dead. Okay, so there's a lot of comments here. Let me just make sure. Be sure to put Dallas down. Yeah, definitely want to travel to Texas. All right. It's on Kindle. Yes, it's on Kindle, the book. I love St. Augustine. Yeah, I've never been. So, and I know that sounds crazy for a guy with what I do. Thank you, Darlene. All right. So I'm going to show you. I really can't open the app, and I'll tell you why. The app is being worked on currently right now. And the developer, who is one of my best friends, Dennis, he's working on it, but it's a crazy story. So I can show you a version of it. It's kind of like being built on multiple pages. It's a very crazy thing. And I'll explain the story really quickly. But we're talking about, I'm probably not going to be able to show you properly. Okay, so the app is, and I've already showed it, but it's going to have multiple features or effects to alter the sound source. There will be a couple different sound sources, banks that that you can choose from. You'll click on a little drop down and choose the sound banks, and the sound banks are all different sounds or mangled speech. There's not one word in my sound banks. And the app is going to be free. There's going to be a free version of it. So everyone will always be able to at least use a free version of it. So there will always be something for people to try. It may only be a 5-minute session that you can do or access only certain banks or whatever, because the goal was really, I'm actually not even, there's really nothing to actually show you. There's a lot to show you, but I really can't show you on this because I can't really operate it yet, but that's okay. The app will have, it's web-based, but it will have a version you can download from the App Store. You can put on your phone. And it's going to have, like I said, no words in it. And the reason is because we don't want false positives, right? We don't want any false positives. We can get really good communication with forward-speaking speech, as we do through spirit boxes and other apps. But we also get a lot of words that come through that we may think is spirit and is not. In fact, that's the only thing that people have ever said, or they think that's why Steve Huff is fake, and he's not. There's no argument to that. It's, he has shown that he's made a couple mistakes where he thought that a false positive was a spirit, and it's not. And of course, haters, they take that and they go, he laid these responses in. So, to try to prevent that, we try to become more transparent. We want to show our faces. We want to show our hands doing what we're doing. Some of these other channels that are doing some kind of nefarious things, that's all for entertainment purposes, and it's a shame. It really is. It really sours what we're doing. People that are really doing this work, it really sucks, but it's part of life. I mean, I have a chapter in my book right here, Fakes and Frauds. And I should have even went into more detail about that, but I mean, and I tell some really amazing stuff in there, but so that's another topic. But We don't want false positives. That's why there's no speech, there's no words in there. And you may not get as much as what you're used to using a traditional, but are you getting less, or are you just getting no false positives now? You know, when spirit uses this app, you'll know, or you'll have to go back and listen, and review your sessions. You'll have capability to record in the app clips with your voice and the spirit using it. So you may, just ask one question, hit record, ask one question and get a response, and then you would stop recording, and you've got your clip saved that you can download. And it's really cool. So there will be a paid version and there will be a free version. And the free version, everyone will be able to at least use and try. And I'll tell you why there's a paid version, because this started out as me saying, I just want to create my own sound source where I know what it is I'm getting. So I don't know what other app makers put in their apps. I'm going to make mine as transparent as possible. And so I know, like, hey, if I get anything, it's going to be spirit. And it's going to be something that, like, is going to be a lot bigger than what it started out, being. I just wanted to have this soundtrack on an app for me to use, or on a simple, like, just a little platform. And I told my friend, and he started building something. And before you know it, it kind of like he was building more to it and building even more to it. And okay, what do we got here? Hold on. Hold on, let me make sure. What's the email address? Okay. I don't know what email address we're talking about here. Hold on. Okay. HopeParanormal.com is where you go to enter the giveaway. So I'm just going to remind again, HopeParanormal.com. I want to make sure I think everyone's got it covered, but I just want to make sure. HopeParanormal.com. Go enter the giveaway. At the end of this live, I will be, picking a couple of winners. Okay. As I was saying, my friend was creating this app and he was building more and more on it. And the spirits were commenting in my sessions saying that they were working with him, working with Dennis, working late at night. And that's when he would be working on it. So just as the spirits, my spirit helpers, friends, guides were talking about the book, finish the book, we're reading the book, we're helping with the book, they were commenting on this book for 2 years, even before it. They wanted me to write it before it. So they've been really working on the app with Dennis, because there's times that he'll create something. He'll be like, I don't know why I created this, but I just feel like this would be good. And he would tell me what the feature was. And I would be like, that's crazy. You just created something that's even, this app, to design it with someone that I had to pay would be like $15,000, maybe $20,000 to create this app. And he's done this, as a partner with me, and we're working together on it. And so there has to be a paid version, a lot of work. This app will be able to do a lot. So it's definitely going to be a $5 or $10 paid one-time app for all the features unlocked, but it will always be free. So anyway, that's the app stuff. I'm going to have a beta tester or two that I'll pick from this group today, and I'll be releasing it to the public, I think, as a beta test in a sense, on probably Monday is what I'm shooting for. Hopefully there's no snafus or any hiccups. We should be okay. So the book, let me just talk about the book for a second again. I'm going to jump back. In the book, first of all, let me just explain to anyone that hasn't already purchased it or whatever. Am I missing a whole bunch of comments from you guys or what? Good to see you, Josh. Much light and love and your family. Same to you, Stephanie. Haven't seen you in a while. My main question, how do I help my guide to organize spirits on the other side? He is new to this and our room gets to a maximum, so they say. You just need to trust. That's why I always say a higher power, connection with a higher power. I need to ask Jesus for me to, to bring more to the, to the space. I ask my guides and helpers, I trust them and say, you know, bring them in and we'll do a line, be patient. I say these things because you have to. A lot of spirits say a lot of times, it's not working, but I'm hearing them. So it is working. They just don't know it's working. So that can be difficult. On one of my private sessions, okay, so Stephanie's nice. Oh, great. And okay. So let me just talk to you guys really quickly about this. So the sections of my book, the first, the first 28 pages or so is a brief history of me growing up and the spirit I had. But this gives you a little bit of a history, all the trouble I went through, the drug addiction. It's there. It's part of my past. I'm not anymore. I don't regret it. I see that how it helps people, and I'm very open about that. And it's a great way to own it and understand it, as long as I've changed, and that's exactly what it is. So I love to be able to share about my past. The next chapter is about going into, find Connie, the medium, and the gifts and that happened, life piece, and all these amazing things, and me getting my ability, and Nikki. Then I discuss afterlife research, the history of instrumental transcommunication, who did it in the past, Tesla and all these others that experimented with different forms of ITC, Jurgensen and Radovow and other amazing names, even Frank Sumption, with the first spirit box. So I go into the history. Then I discuss the equipment. I talk about the 4 stages of conducting a session. That's important. I talk about, prayer and meditation and preparing the gear, and then how I conduct it, but also more importantly, how I review the session. I think that's really important. It's all there. All the responses are found there. Hard to believe in this. Why it's so hard to believe in this stuff? Fact versus belief. So there's 6 major facts that I have found from doing this work. And it's not a question. It's not, it's still up for debate. From me conducting my research, I have found that there are, 6 facts, and there's more, but these are the basic truths. And I'll share those with you in a moment. But then I just to kind of keep going, I talk about the fakes and the frauds, and I tell you a really crazy story, something that happened to me. I talk about proof in the Bible, and I'll read you a clip out of that, or just an excerpt from that. It's not about religion. It's about, a spirituality. And I go into that. Visual signs and evidence. I show you my different visual signs and evidence. Okay, I don't care about that. It's fine. The influential people, the life piece. So, of course, I talk about Connie and Steve Huff, my teacher, my intuitive teacher, connecting intuitively, how I do that. How am I a practicing psychic medium, and what I do? What is my practice? Astral projection, telekinesis. I go through all of it. I tell the crazy story about Frank and Alma, and the whole thing about what happened here with the previous residents. I talk about the guides, the angels that help, the gurus that I follow, the master guides, and the importance of this work, which is really about you guys. I talk about the last couple chapters really is about you guys on this channel, the comments, the supporters, the patrons, the work I've done in those groups. It's just really amazing. So just let me read just a little excerpt from the book. So I have spent years researching the paranormal and ITC fields, gathering evidence. I have formed conclusions based on that evidence, and on my channel and in this book is where I've reported my findings. I have also had the pleasure of having my evidence reviewed by my peers and reviewing theirs. I know this doesn't make me an expert, but what it does make me is someone qualified enough to state the facts uncovered from doing this research. 1, we are intuitive people who can send and receive information telepathically. This is a truth. That's it. There is no question or doubt about it. I understand there are fakes out there. As I said, I devote a whole chapter to it, but the reality is psychics and mediums exist. I'm one of them. On countless occasions, I have perceived information that was detailed in nature and impossible for me to know. It wasn't a fluke or good guess. What was said was not only correct, but very meaningful to that person. I have also had psychics give me information about myself no one knew. I have countless documented experiences that prove we are intuitive people who can receive information we previously didn't know. All right. We are able to, now fact two, we are able to effectively hear and record intelligent voices from an unknown dimension or space. Whether people want to think, these voices are spirits, aliens, or demons, we can record them. And these are not just random responses from the radio, computer application, or sound pareidolia. Not everything that comes through that spirit box and voice recorder is spirit, but as I've stated earlier, when I ask a question and receive an intelligent, clear, pertinent response, it's communication. 3, consciousness exists after the body dies. It's a fact. This is being proven by science now, and I'm sure in years to come it won't be as contested as it is today. But for the sake of only commenting on my own research, not only have I received correct information from deceased people intuitively, but I've received countless validating responses through the spirit communication devices. Information that only the deceased people would know, proving some part of after death. 4, not everything. People believe in it, but then this is a huge misconception perpetuated by religious people. Ignorance of the inner workings of this communication. Out of all the years of doing readings and spirit box sessions, only 10% of it has maybe been negative. When I say negative, I don't mean growling and attacking, like a negative comment a person might make on social media. Yes, I've experienced some dark entities, and they've made the session interesting. Most of that 10% has just been a negative person, like any negative person we may encounter in real life. The majority of the communication has been positive, with messages of light from deceased loved ones or helpful messages from spirit guides. Fact 5, these voices speak of angels, Jesus, and even God. Forget all of my personal experiences with what I perceive to be God. There is plenty of real audible evidence of a higher power. Not only have I heard numerous times over the years angels being mentioned through the boxes and recorders, but God and Jesus have also been mentioned quite a bit as well. Some ask for God or even Jesus, with others saying they've seen God or met Jesus. For me, and so many others, we are taught about God from some religious denomination. If we are blessed enough, we might even have a personal experience with that higher power. But to capture audibly clear, undeniable responses referring to that power as being real, well, in my opinion, that is compelling evidence for the existence of some God. I think this is 6 here. 6, there are light anomalies that interact with me during sessions. Okay, these are not bugs. These are not, whatever. I have now captured numerous orb-like lights on digital photography and video, and I'm not the only one. Many others have captured the same phenomena, and these lights are not dust, water droplets, or some kind of insect. From when I first started capturing them using an expensive full-spectrum camera during residential investigations, to doing sessions inside my home using cheap night vision cameras, these orbs have served as undeniable visual evidence of something paranormal. Whether they are souls or just some kind of vehicle for astral entities, I can't say for sure. I have my theories, but I will discuss them in another chapter. So I do think they are angels, and I do think they are our loved ones coming back. The last thing I want to just read here, and then I'll leave it alone. I'll just mention this. So many people say that this is necromancy, or this is evil, or this is wrong. Is it me, or is it buffering? Got a lot of buffering going on. Gotta love the buffer. Josh, can you give me tips on how I get a hold of my dad and my mom? Possibly through the box. I mean, it's a connection you'll have to create and cultivate. You work on. Higher power connection creates a deeper spiritual connection. To anyone and there's so much in this book that dispels any of this, Bible verses being thrown at people saying that this is what the Bible meant. And really, I go with some amazing research to show you that a lot of this has been misinterpreted. it meant something else. And, I go into that in the book. But one verse that can't be misinterpreted or can't be mistaken, if you hold the Bible as an authority to what this is, to spirit communication, or just an authority in your life. I mean, if it's an authority in your life, look at this verse in 1 Corinthians 14, verses 1 through 3. And this is the New International Version of the Bible. Follow the way of love and eagerly desire spiritual gifts, especially the gift of prophecy. Everyone who prophesies speaks to men for their strengthening, encouragement, and comfort. Here, Paul is telling us that we should want spiritual gifts. We should want intuitive gifts. We should want to be able to communicate and see things from the future, in a sense, not to give people to change the future, but to understand. It's like, sightseeing, or a sightseer, intuitive abilities. I mean, it goes on in a longer verse here that Paul really goes into detail about. But, there's a lot more of that really explains how people that think of this as it being a bad thing, they're just, they're wrong. I mean, it depends on your intention. If you're intending on reaching dark, malevolent entities, then that's not good. You're not going to have a great effect with that. Mine is buffering. So a lot of buffer. I think one with one. Okay. That sucks. There's someone behind on the left side. Oh, yeah? Okay. So I'm also going to give out some other gifts eventually here. I'm going to do these little giveaways if I can. I'm going to give away another few books. I have little life pieces with the card as a little gift, and I write something on the back I like. I'm going to do that. I've got some other extra stuff that I have received as marketing material and things of that nature, kind of giveaway stuff. I've got a poster, different posters, a couple of posters that I will sign and send off if anyone would like to do that as a gift is in the giveaway. Okay, so any questions before I keep going on? Let's see, we only got about 15 minutes left. I'm going to choose a winner, a couple winners in a few. Yeah, I really want to get the word out about the book. I want to get the word out about the app. The app will be Randy. I didn't even see you, Randy. Good to see you, man. How do you feel? That's a good question. I feel good. I feel good. Yeah, I'm doing sessions for people. I've been working really hard the last couple of weeks doing sessions, private box sessions, readings. A lot of people booked readings and stuff. And some of the sessions I've done have been really powerful, very emotional, as I posted one just reaching a patron's son who committed suicide. And it was tough. I'm sure we'll have to keep working with him on some level, or I'd like to. There's another patron's brother that came through not long ago and said that he wasn't feeling Christ in his soul or something, and he was upset. And so I'm going to try and reach out to these people. I may not be able to help, I don't know, but I'm going to try. I reached out to Chester Bennington the other night from Lincoln Park. I've been asked to do that many, many times, and I finally did. And, I had some communication, and some of it was good. Some of it was like, it was a little different. So, just working on stuff. I'm going to be creating another channel, and the other channel I'm going to be creating is going to be just sessions with well-known people. And there's a reason for that. I post whatever I want on this channel, and I post different types of sessions. And because of that, YouTube really wants specific things. So I'm going to still just keep my channel, hopeparanormal.com, or Hope Paranormal, the YouTube channel. different sessions, different kinds of things, reaching loved ones, other evidence. And then this other channel that I'm going to create is going to be, I'm going to re-upload some of the other celebrity sessions I've done, and I'm going to reach others, people that I've reached in the past, new ones, people that I want to reach, people that you guys want to hear from. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it the way I do it, the way that with compassion, love. I'm going to show you my sound sources. I'm going to show you everything, unlike some of the others that don't do that kind of stuff. And I don't, I really enjoy reaching well-known people that I've had, or, they come through very well. It's not going to always be right after they die or whatever. It may not be a popular person always. It may be someone very popular. So I think that, that's what, I'm going to be doing that. And I think that the Chester session might be the first. We'll see. Status report and how you're doing. Thank you, Holly. I'm so grateful for you and praying for your recovery always. Will that be in a video soon? You mean that the Chester? I might have missed what that question was. Okay, so let me make sure. Hope the spirits update us on COVID and the vaccine. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give out any recommendations regarding any medical anything. Josh, where do you see ITC in 10 years? I see us communicating better. I see us working with some better devices. Science is going to have to accept the fact that it's also a very intuitive process. And until they can accept intuition as being something that's very real, that you can, you really can't quantify it, but you can, you can't measure it, but it's got to be a part of these sessions. If it's not, it's just kind of like, it just doesn't work as well. So you should post what you want and how you feel. Well, I will, and I do, but unfortunately, when I do that, YouTube suppresses me more. But when you post the same kind of stuff over and over again, in a sense, or a more, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can't find the word, but a more themed, you get it. You get it. I predict that one day ITC will be used in a courtroom for victim testimony. Eventually, it'll get there. That's a tough one. If the system that they are using is not something that can be messed with, tampered with in any way, like, evidence tampering, then maybe, yeah. And it's got to be clear. It's got to be very clear. I mean, think about it. People bug people with microphones, right? And they record them in surveillance. And then in court, a forensic audio expert like an Ed Primo, or like the guy I showed you, these different, they'll go through it and listen for hours and try to transcribe what is being said. And sometimes I've heard some of those transcriptions, some of those words, some of those recordings, and they sound worse than what I'm listening to sometimes with the responses that I'm getting through the box. And they put captions, and then the people believe those captions. And that's admissible as evidence. And I'm going, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing, the same thing. So it's crazy. All right, hold on. Let's see. Received a picture of Diego from Huff today, and then got notification of this live. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw that picture that Steve printed up for you. That's awesome. I have contacted Nikola Tesla twice, and it's on my channel. Twice. I did it on my own, and then I did it on the Leak Project, which I will be on again with Rex on the 31st. I will be on the Leak Project on the 31st. I'm going to be on, what's the other one I'm going to be on? I forgot here. Hold on. I got to look up I'm doing an interview on the 27th on one channel. I'm doing the Leak Project with Rex Bear on the 31st of March, and that will be cool. We've done a lot of live stuff with him. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Tim, saying I sound good. I look bright. Good stuff. I mean, there's a little bit of light present. Very good. All right, we're almost getting to that time. Another 10 minutes, and I'm going to choose a winner. I'll choose a couple winners. Josh, your spirit guides will show you the way as the years go on. I look forward to the growth that we can all share. Amen, Dawn. Thank you. So grateful you're on the journey. So many of you are true, like, soul family members, and I just can't thank you enough. I really can't. I mean, I share this work. Sometimes it's really hard to share this work, and, it's difficult. Like, this is not like turning on the camera and just doing like reviews of something or just like talking. I have to really, there's a lot of preparation and it's hard. And, it's crazy. My friend Dennis, who is just such an amazing guy, he's very giving, caring guy, and he's like, listen, Josh, I respect what you're doing, but you should definitely like still be a little bit more business minded, which I've always been a business minded person, but the more spiritual I become, the less business minded I feel. And, he's like, you got to start thinking about, trying to do a little bit more to get yourself out here and do this and that. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't have that motivation. I want people to find me, but I don't want to have to market it myself constantly. I think that's annoying. It's like, you find me, you don't, you don't. So it's like there's a middle, I know, and I'll try to find it, but it's like, I want more people to find me, but I don't want to have to go out there and bang on doors to show people what it is I'm doing. What if the spirit reincarnates? Would you still hear that voice? That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. We have had some communication with a spirit that has reincarnated. And I feel like they just kind of are able to, I've had people tell me that I visited them in their dreams and it was so real and it was so like insane what happened. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have any recollection of that. So, maybe my spirit goes off and does things, goes and visits people and just leaves the vessel, I mean, it's very interesting. So I have astral projected in ways where I have entered three people's homes, Steve Huff's being one of them, while they were sleeping, and I touched them. And it's in the book. The detailed stories are in the book. I did it 3 times as an experiment, and all 3 people the next morning, without me even talking to them, text me where it is I touched them on their body. That's 100%, the real deal. Like, that's insane. That's awesome. So have you ever experienced a spirit imposing their appearance onto you, like your face changed slightly? No, I've never. That's like, physical mediumship. And when I asked my guides if I should do that, they said very emphatically no. Please, Josh, come to England. I know, Elaine. I love you, Elaine. I really do. ITC has been used in a court in USA some years ago. Can't remember. Wow, Tim, I'd love to know where that was. I'd love to know where that was. I believe we live. Okay, hold on. I'm jumping on. You are the one I turn. Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you. Josh, you look well. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. You've enjoyed seeing. Thank you. I mean, I've dumped my guts to you guys over these 8 years, which is, I'm a kind of private guy. So like, it's kind of weird that like I somehow signed up to like put my life in a way, my spiritual journey, one of the most intimate parts of my life, on this channel to be, followed or even ridiculed at times. And it's weird, but like, it's just part of the purpose, the singleness of purpose that I guess I have, Let's pass on Josh's YouTube channel. Oh, thank you, Susan. Mwah. Shannon Sipolovic. I spent the past week at my dad's home in Missouri and was able, to catch his orbs on camera when I asked him to show himself. Oh, you did that. And did you catch? Oh, that's interesting. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Okay, good. Leah, I'm glad you're back. Remember? All right, let's see. Let me make sure. Missing stuff. I know I'm missing comments, guys, and I'm sorry. Trying. Okay. So, I just posted that video of reaching that person's, that woman's son, Angela's son. Angela's a wonderful person, and Austin, and that was powerful. I've got another parent session, heartbreaking parent session with two parents that I tried to help, and I helped reach their daughters, two separate parents with two separate daughters, and that was powerful. So look for that. That's coming. I'm going to post a clip of probably the Chester Bennington session on on Hope Paranormal here, but that will lead you to my other channel probably. So I would definitely look for that. Let's see. If anyone has not entered to the giveaway, you still have time, about 5 minutes before I choose a winner. HopeParanormal.com, under the, just right under the first section is just a submission. You can leave your name and email address, and that will enter you to get updates from me in the future, but also for this giveaway, okay? Where I'll be giving away a signed book. And anyone that wants to beta test, now beta means that we're testing it out. There's going to be some little kinks in it that need to be ironed out. So I'm looking for feedback from this person or these people that are going to help me. So yeah. Does grief hinder spirit communication? Grief is a part of the process, like of losing someone. So it's important, but it's really a lot more important to start changing our mindset to not being so sad and thinking that they're dead and that we're never going to see them again. And I mean, we could miss them in the physical sense. And I'm going to miss my parents. I'm going to miss people when they die. I've missed my loved ones. But we got to start trying to celebrate their life, celebrate their transition to the next phase, help them get there in this life while they're alive, and then help them while they're on the other side, and try to talk and pray. And us being better people, being more spiritual, higher with our higher power, with God, helps them. That's very important. That's why when someone is passing, it's important that we're not talking negative and sad in the room. Even if they're in a coma, they can still hear that. That's not good. You need, if you are ever around a loved one and everyone's just sobbing constantly, or they're saying anything that's not good, get them out of the room politely or whatever, respectfully, but say they don't need to hear that. You want to go to their ear and whisper, "You are the light. You are loved. You are free. You're going home." That's what you want to be. That's what people want to hear. Beautiful music, angelic music. Okay. That's that. HopeParanormal.com. Fill it out. And I'm going to choose it here in a few moments. And then we're going to end our wonderful live. It didn't seem like we had too many on. And I mean, it's crazy because the last time I did a live, I mean, I think I had like 300-400 on. And so it sucks. I hope that, maybe with a new channel and not so many, I think not being around for 8 years I might get a boost. Who knows? We'll see. I just want people to see the work. I find that the people that want to follow the well-known celebrity sessions don't really care about the other types of sessions I do. And there's a lot of you that really care about the personal sessions and the things that I'm doing with loved ones and reaching people, but you're not as big into, and you'll still watch them, but you're not as much as interested in the celebrity sessions. That's okay. So I think that I need to kind of try to get those things separated. I entered just in the nick of time. There you go. It's been 25 years since I lost my dad when I was 17. At first, I dreamed about him a lot. Now it's been years. Well, that could mean, let me read the rest of it. Is it ever too late to start? No, I mean, I don't want to say her handle here, but Posh Pussy 007, Elaine, lost her mom, 22 years ago. I use her as a prime example. We've reached many. Susan, her parents died a long time ago, and we had them come through very well. Elaine's mom came through, Mary. It was amazing. Sarah, her father, right there. She said, "So did I." Yep. So we've really reached people that have died over 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. They've got to come down. If they've ascended to a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of heaven, the heavens, as it said, they got to come back. When you see these orbs coming back down, I got a new member, Paul Sparks. Welcome to the family. Oh, look at Judy. Judy, Life is Paranormal. She's doing some great work. Don't tell anyone. Judy's watching at work. Don't get in trouble. I've reached Randy's parents, Leslie's parents, Crystal's loved ones. Look at all these Holly's loved ones. It's crazy. But let me just say, welcome, Paul. Welcome as a member. It's Brian. Oh, Paul. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, you joined as a member, Paul. Paul is one of the parents that I was just telling you about, that I reached out to his daughter. He sang this beautiful song that I took, that I'm going to put in the video, and I'm going to show you. Paul, glad you're here, man. Leanne. There's Leanne. I didn't even see her name there. She's right above Paul. So Leanne and Paul are the two parents that I just reached out to their children. Powerful session. I'm going to show you a condensed version of that. And I'm just grateful for them. Grateful for all of you. Joe, I've reached his family. Look at Robin right there. She gets all these wonderful orbs, Robin Kale over here. Cool stuff. There's so many of you that I just love so much. New family members, old family members I haven't met yet. Really cool. All right. Let's see. Let's pick a winner. We've gone over the so I have to just hit this random button that's tied into the system, and it's going to give me a name. So let's pick, Shannon Torrance. She just interviewed me. If you check out Shannon's channel, she's got a very cool budding channel that is just starting to grow. And Shannon's from Connecticut, like I am. Very cool. Okay. Let's pick a winner for the book. So who is going to be the winner for the book? Lucy Gogan. Lucy Gogan is the winner for the book. Let's see if I can show the name here. There we go. I don't show her email address, so that's fine. Whatever. So Lucy Gogan is the winner of the book. So I will email you, Lucy, with to get your mailing address, and we will and I will send you out a signed copy of the book. I've seen you in the comments, so that's really cool that you're going to get the book. Okay, let's pick another winner. Let's do this. So I'm going to pick someone to send a. Let's do another couple gifts. I'm not Oprah here. I can't give away cars and other, whatever. Everyone gets everything. I can't do that. But I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna send you a postcard and a life piece with a card. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do right now. So whoever this is, let me just make sure I write down Lucy as the winner of the book. Lucy, again, probably mispronouncing that name, is the book winner. Okay, and now let's choose a winner for the life piece and just postcard, just something small. Maybe I'll actually, what I'll do? I'll even throw in a bookmark. A bookmark? Okay, let's see. Christine Ingram. Christine Ingram is the winner for the bookmark and the life piece. And I'll sign the little postcard, write a little message to you. So let's write that down. Christine Ingram. And I want to thank Dennis again, because Dennis is the one that sets up the website, sets up all of this, sets up the things. He's like, he makes things work. It's amazing. I don't think Lucy is here. I don't know. Maybe she had to drop off. I don't know. But I will email her because she won. Okay. Let's pick a beta winner beta test app test winner. Let's see if that works. Because now this is going to be, if you don't do ITC, if you don't do spirit communication, it may be difficult for you, if you've never done this, to, really kind of get it. So if you don't and you want a life piece instead, you let me know and I'll send you one of those instead of the app beta test. I want to find someone that I know is here that's going to win and let me know that they are going to really test the app. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. I'm going to pick a winner for the beta test. Sabrina Mendoza. So probably, I don't know if she's, if she is, so I'm going to write her down just in case. Trying to find a little testing for the app. Hold on. Life piece bookmark. Okay. So Sabrina Mendoza. She's a winner. I'm going to pick one more. And if not, then, I don't know. I want to make sure people have a shot here. So we have another winner. Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know if someone's going to really be, I'm going to send someone. So we have here, hold on. Come on. Pull up the name. All right. So Linda Castro Morrison is a winner. And I'll probably just send, if they want, they can test the app or they can get a life piece. The app to come out, I'm making, Silvana, thank you, good question. I really want to launch it on Monday. Dennis is almost there, and I don't want to rush him, and he might be losing his mind with it, but it's almost there. And Monday, Monday. Who is here? I see Robin Kale. Who else is here that is actively doing ITC, spirit communication, on a regular basis, has a portal or has some kind of other box? Okay. Robin, I will give you the chance to test it out. Okay. So you just message me and I will give you, I picked 3 winners. No, I picked 4 winners. Linda, hold on, let me write that down. Linda Castro Morrison is a winner. And I'll probably just send her a life piece, or she can try the app if she does that. So, okay, Robin Kale, I'm going to try this. And Monday, I'm going to be launching the app. HopeParanormal.com is where you'll be able to actually see the app and use it. It's web-based, so you can always just go to the site and use it, and it will eventually have a paid version that you can either sign up through the site, or it's going to be through the App Store on Android or iOS, where you can be able to just use it and have it on your phone. I am. Check my channel. No box, but I work on it. Okay. I would like to really test with someone that has the ability to have the mini portal. Yeah. And, I have okay. So Lori, message me, Lori. That's fine. Message me. I just want to get a few people to test it out and kind of almost to try and break it in a sense. Okay. We want to see where the glitches are, and you got to note all that down so that we can fix it. We can fix it. Yeah. Oh, John. Yeah, of course. Are you, yeah, you're not using the old link anymore. So, all right. I'll find a couple other testers, but Monday is going to be the day. It's really the day we want to release it to the public. It may break and we'll fix it. So have patience when I do. But I think it's going to be trying to make money from this. Shame on you. Oh, really? Okay. Hold on. Let's talk about that for a second. Trying to make money on what? On the app that everyone sells an app. I'm actually going to offer it for free, so that there will always be a paid version. Let's not cancel this guy yet. 80 Spirit. Let's talk to him for a second. Because, this is either someone that's trying to be a little, or they're actually legitimately with a concern. So that's cool. I don't shut down skepticism. I want you guys to know that. I have no problem talking to people about it. When they're disrespectful about it is when I chin check people. I block, delete, all that stuff. I may even say something semi-kind back. But Yeah, no, I try to make as little money almost as possible from this. I help people for free. I try to do that as much as I can. Unfortunately, I do have 2 young children, and I work hard at this. And, you know, I make some money in my other little businesses and things, but, you know, it's tough. So there's like a fine line, 80s spirit. There's a fine line. You know, I'm actually offering a free app for people to use no matter what, even if they, but there will be a paid version because hundreds of hours now are going the development of the app. You know, that's okay. No, see, there wasn't another negative comment or nothing. It's okay. I'm glad that I addressed it. I'm glad I addressed it. Okay. All good, guys. All good. Did Lucy come back in and see that she won? Well, one day when I have my events and stuff and be the book sells, you know, that's cool. You know, I'm taken care of. I'm blessed. My father has taken care of me, and I don't, you know, I don't have a rich life, but I'm not poor either. So I'm very grateful for, you know, I wish I could just like win the lottery and just do this work for free, because then, you know, it's like I don't have to charge anyone. I could just help when I could, you know. Josh hasn't made minimum wage yet. If Randy. Oh, I love you, man. You still eating your soup? I love you, man. I love Randy. All right, I'll send the beta testers a little link. It's going to be tomorrow. The link is going out to you to beta testers, so it won't be today. It will be tomorrow. I'm going to email the winners, Lucy Gogan, Christine Ingram, Sabrina Mendoza, and Linda Castro Morrison, for their addresses, and I'll send you guys out the little gifts and stuff. Can you give me tips? Nicholas Barry's been asking throughout this whole live to give him tips, and I haven't been able to stop. 80s Spirit, all of his YouTube posts are about making money. How ironic, huh? Why do people in glass houses throw stones? I don't get that. I'm not, he's not renting any. I wanted to use it as an example to help to, you know, to address it. I understand this, but so many in the paranormal field are trying to cash out. Well, maybe they are 80s Spirit, but I'm not. I'm trying to just, like, you know, help, but I have to survive, you know? So, I mean, it's a valid concern to bring up or thing to mention. I don't think it's bad, but I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I was just explaining. I think it was a great opportunity to explain or to address that. Anyway, all right, cool. So we got our winners. We're done. We went 15 minutes over. Christine Ingram, there you go. You got it. You won. Oh yeah, no, I don't have to explain. I know I don't have to explain. Thank you for saying that too. I think it's good that I explained it. There might be someone out there on the fence wondering, is this guy full of crap, or is he real, or what's going on? And I want people to see the interactions. I want people to understand that, you know, I love you guys, and I love the spirits, and I love what I do. And there are fakes out there, and there are people that are doing unscrupulous things. You know, it sucks. So it's not coming from here. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And look for the new video coming soon, probably in about 2 days. And that's it. All right, guys. Thanks.